a child is found during school hours roaming the streets, they arrest you. It was in the days of the They arrest you, and then they invite your parents and your substitute. So it was a matter of if a child is walking or roaming around during school hours. And meanwhile, education was free. All the child needed to get is school uniform to go to school and books. So why would you stop your child from doing that? But a lot of parents do it. And he just shared the story of a father still on top of the daughter. That's why she's been traveling, she's back.
Yeah.
The little money they're going to give her to resettle,
she's still on her.
Wow.
So really, how do we describe these parents? How do we tackle this? Because they seem to be the biggest issue.
Yeah. But we are hinging all on poverty, which is...
You think so? Is it poverty of the mind or poverty of the hand?
I think it has to do with the
pocket?
poverty of the mind. We have lost it. Those days, some of these things were not popular like this. They were not as rampant. People trade those. I remember when we were growing up, we assist our parents to trade, but we still go to school. And there was value then. For everything you do, they will applaud you, when you support them. But these days, parents have now turned it, or Ghanaians or Nigerians have turned it to slavery, where you now, you get a young girl to your house and you subject her to all sorts of suffering. She won't go to school, and she easily becomes vulnerable to anything. And that's why you see that most of them, a higher number now roam the streets.
Do you think we're not prosecuted enough? Do you think that is the problem? Because if I catch one and I make the person a scapegoat, two are likely to desist. A stubborn one will continue, but two are likely to desist. Is it that the government is not doing enough to tackle this issue and put it to rest?
Well, in my home view, I will start with charity begins at home. Yeah, when I was doing a parent that we are not that rich, that we are from a poor background, because there's no parents who send your children to go and help. That's why we have public schools. I remember I went to a public school, primary school in New York. And my mother was a previous woman and my dad is a contractor. Way back then, we do normal lifestyle with my mom said also do trading, but after school we go and tell them we shop, but we don't help. But some don't have the privilege of shop. And the only way is to sustain their parents is by helping them to offer around. But why the government already giving you a privilege, as you said that in your sister, why would you not allow your child to go to school? Then after school you can help you.
And then they send them out at ridiculous time. Have you gone to Harlem?
Yeah.
Have you gone to Harlem at night? 6, 7 p.m. at night on Harlem. To find 9, 8-year-old, 10-year-old kids selling walnuts, pawpaw at night. Oh.
Yeah, in fact, that brings me back to a project I did with the Office of Public Defender, UNICEF project. We did a complete project on children in conflict with the law. We call children in conflict because they're child offenders. Most of them migrate from Kano, Oyo State, Tunisia, and Lagos State.
Somebody is bringing them here.
Somebody is bringing them, even to the extent that they come
to the
trailer.
Yes.
Truck of trailer, like they're bringing cows down, and the next thing they'll just get a carrier. And they just ask the other one, what are you guys doing here? And they go, we watch what they call the screen of the car, we do all this carrying things for people, and they get money at the end of the day. So, and they sleep under the bridge. So while we are doing that, we find out that majority of them question because the parents are not really fulfilling their rights on them. And some of them because of their parent kind of my stepmom is so bad, I can't stay with her, kind of family issue always bring those students out.
So that parents negligence?
Parenting.
Yes, parenting.
So it goes back to charity begins at home.
Yeah, that's right.
So which means my assumption is correct. We need to prosecute parents.
No, of course.
Okay, I have a case I did about my first video that I did. That was she came to MRO retirement last year, 2018, and she went to Libya to the sea, and she was able to go to Italy. And while she was there, she was assisting or something there about. And while she was doing the whole thing, she she got pregnant at the end of the day, and she voluntarily returned back home. When she was coming, they took me territory. I should not allow her mother to see her for a few months while she's there, because when they investigated, they find out that the mother is the source of her going to know. If I should even told me to the extent that the mother did this spiritual, this mark that used to be played on her back, but she couldn't go through with her own traveling to Italy to go back. Even Italy was not even her final destination. It was actually then. But by the time she was the woman that paid for her money and all this
traveling expenses.
Exactly. By the time they got to the place that she wanted to go to Germany, maybe plane of us, she just called upon a police officer to report the man just escape. So the man said there's no way we cannot go back to her auntie because she doesn't want to do it. She has actually been doing it in Italy, doesn't pay her. So now imagine her going to Germany, final destination.
And going to continue the same thing.
She won't come out of the slavery.
Definitely.
So it still doesn't.
And so it now goes back to protecting even the very children from their own parents.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, I said we have to be sincere with the implementation of policies, especially on the protection of children.
We have the National Human Rights Commission, we have NATIP, and I'm asking.
So everybody.
How come we're not hearing Ed Suwoli?
Yes, these agencies need to sit up.
Yeah.
They need to sit up. They need to step up their game because I remember some years back I was telling someone that the way Nigeria is going and the way our youth are being deviating from the right path, that a few years to come, the leadership of Nigeria may be overwhelmed. And the same thing boils down to both NAPTI, Human Rights Commission, civil society, all of us are involved. If nothing.
The holidays. Some drama. A smoky start. Exciting moments. Of course, everyone is invited. Oh, festive season. What a time for the family. Turn up the way you want. Oops. All fun. And don't worry, the little surprises will make your day.
It's a special season for everyone, so whenever you're festive, it's your moment with DSTV. And this holiday season is about to be lit.
Mastercraft on the beat.
Every day by day I just dey celebrate. Everything I do we just dey penetrate. I just want to say thank you Jehovah. See I'm living large, I get angels so for my ghetto. Never forget where I come from, not from ghetto. Oh no 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 no. I just want to say thank you Jehovah.
Apologies, we went on that very abrupt break, but we're back here and we're rounding up the conversation this morning. And is it how you were making a statement? NHRC, National Human Rights Commission, NAPTIP, Civil Society
We have the
Organization.
Ministry of Women Affairs, we have the NAPTIP, we have
all over the state.
Yes.
Orientation.
No, orientation, they are not enforcement.
But they can make campaigns.
Yes, but the truth is, campaign is not even working. Campaign is not working anymore.
That's a fact. That's the one that concerns me
because
now.
we have lost, the value has been lost. Nobody cares about what you say now. Yeah. So enforcement is very critical now, whereby if all hands are on deck, the National Human Rights Commission is working and actively enforcing this, diligently. I think some of these things they'll be a little bit, they'll be checkmated a little bit. Even though we know, like I said, there should also be consistency in awareness creation. Those that we hear, Yeah. Yes. Then by the time they punish people, then on the other hand, the government should also try and create an environment for people. We have a lot of people have given up on the system, and that is one of the greatest, the highest push factor that gives the parents that encouragement to release their children.
Their children to just go.
Yes. Then you now see a young girl growing up, it will tell you, look, if I finish, I am leaving this country. Well, I am not.
That's the dream.
Yeah, I am not against people leaving. You understand? Because people that have left before, it used to be going, you empower yourself, you come back and you become useful.
Here.
Yeah, you become useful in your country. But going now without, you don't have a proper skill, you are not being invited, you now go there and you will be on the streets of Europe, being used for slavery, all form of slavery. So such things should be discouraged at the highest level, and our system should wake up.
You are a social worker. We don't have anything that has to do with social as in government, except for maybe places like Lagos.
Yeah, Lagos is on top of it.
Lagos is on top of it right now. Do you think government investing in that will make a difference? If we have some safe haven, some place where people can go to once your parents are beginning to mount pressure, if it is a federal government project or is it going to be a state project, or somebody, should we have social work?
Yes, we should have. Like in Lagos State at the moment, we have a social welfare department that you can easily walk into and actually log the company that you can make a petition. Even an office of public defender, but most people don't know how to use their right information. The publicity of where to go is not well established. Even in schools, we're supposed to even just a sticker on the school bag can actually be, okay, there might be an issue, can I call this number? I think we need to do more. Even the government themselves, the social welfare department, need to go out more to let people know that we are for you, we are ready to, we are at your service at the moment. So we need to do more. That one.
I think I have a concern about that. We also, I think they need to be, they may be working.
Yes.
They may be working, but I think the aspect of being proactive is what is lacking.
Okay.
Because if you look at some of these enablers, or let me say these traffickers and smugglers, they work 24 hours. They are ahead of the system.
Exactly.
They capitalize on even the laws. They know
how to bend it and wiggle
the laws.
around.
They know how to manipulate the laws. They know how to move people. Even if you put all the Nigerian army on the road and put all the Nigerian police on the road, they will still move from wherever they are moving and they will get to where they are going to. The same thing at the border. Even if you put a fence at the border, people will still be trafficked, they will still be smuggled. So now people to ask, what is the difference between these people and the law enforcement agencies? The difference is that they are more, they believe more in what they are doing than we that are trying to put up corrective measures of trying to enforce.
Thank you so much, Osita and Abasedi, for joining me this morning. It's a growing concern. Of course, it's going to be a continuous conversation. So when you're back from your project, I expect you back on the board.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk more about this and find a solution, a permanent one, and maybe build a future for our girls. We'll be back on the Bumper Breakfast after this break.
I call you if I follow one day you must go. See, I come from East, the enter street, brother, you know. Hey, Jimmy, I turn to beast, you already know. Him I know now, yellow moon don't get fair. Oh, now yellow me gon' get to yao. Him I not rap a balloon button, guess a hess. I saw him balloon button, gakoya. I came with so under conquer. I love for them just a wonder. So which can move on your under. I fire them with the thunder. Mwana kuzi kwanu nuju. No, mano chill. I cover myself. My kachine can me go pango benye sake. Every day by day I just they celebrate. Oh. Everything I do we just they penetrate. Oh. I just want to say oh, thank you Jehovah. Oh. See I'm living large, I get angels so for my ghetto. Never forget where I come from, not from ghetto. Oh no 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 no. I just want to say oh, thank you Jehovah. Who can I want to go Father Father?
Travel go bodo you go. Na private jet remain for me, Baba you know. Oku dilibi ko I never take me photo. You know easy to the jury come no ambole. Na father because the governor he be to me. Since I lost my daddy, now he don't adopt me. I say gonna the days when no who they hug me. You write about now all the chicks they come me. I stand you back on the chamber, I can't shower. $1,000 me and my guys they take shower. Oh yeah, walele very good. Happy no mango every day.
Chine can me go pango benye sake. Every day by day I just they celebrate. Oh. Everything I do we just they penetrate. Oh. I just want to say oh, thank you Jehovah. See I'm living large, I get angels so for my ghetto. Never forget where I come from, not from ghetto. Oh no 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 no. I just want to say oh, thank you Jehovah. Who reckon I want to go Father Father? Olu, otumba kala bibo enna. Olu, ogwe fitu kuneke. Okeze ibazu, buruburu, ifayo ba. Olu, wini obiana no olu. Owale ibonile, bandia, tewia, bandia, iya, sekem, sakam, ogodom, badam, godom, iya, tam, yobom, apakata, bokom, kata, iya, simom, tabam, metekele bakam, iya. Don't go in any walk or I am not money. He bears and silent on me. Hello, Damio. Dakushanumi. Kill no one. Kiribati. Hello, Damio. Dakushanumi. Kishorina. If I call on you, Baba God answer you. Oh,
Equal to what time? Yeah, we're back here. Of course, it's the Bumper Breakfast Show, and this next conversation is quite important. Earlier this month, December 3rd, if I'm correct, was the International Day for People Living with Disability. I remember that 2 years ago, right here in Nigeria, we were all celebrating the fact that we had the new disability bill signed into law, and everybody was excited, had great expectations. But the fear of everyone was, will we implement? Will we enforce? And that has still become a big concern. Disability inclusion is an essential condition to upholding human rights. sustainable development, and even peace and security. It is central to the promise of the 2030 agenda of the Sustainable Development to leave no one behind. The commitment to realizing the rights of persons with disability is not only a matter of justice, it is an investment in a common future where everyone matters. Joining us to talk about building a disability inclusive Nigeria this morning is the GM of La Soda here in Lagos. I'm talking about Mr. Darren. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here. My name is Tomisin. So that when I call you Darren, I expect to hear the Tomisin laugh. Yes, good to have you.
Nice to meet you.
And of course, I failed the test this morning, so let's not talk about that on national TV. But I must apologize for that.
No problem.
Now, you see, from the time where the disability bill, which was widely celebrated, was introduced, signed into law, till now, how far have we come?
Yes, how far have we come? Well, it's still just about how many years?
It's still less than 2 years.
Well, it's not so much really. The commission is grappling to and disputing, and I'm aware that it's taking the grace of international developmental agencies to even, and the push from the civil society to even get the commission some kind of makeshift starting. And but then we wanted to create the commission. There's another thing to create a enabling environment which will be funding, and in the structure of governance and communication is critical. Who speaks to what? Who speaks to who? And based on our understanding of disability, when we were doing our beautiful government disability, and you put it just rightly, it's a human right, it's a developmental thing. That's why it's critical to the LCG. And so in this part of the world, we still see disability as a charity thing. Let's help the less privileged.
The see it as, let's just put these people in one place and just be helping them.
That's the kind of understanding, is the way we think it.
And which is why finding jobs is very, very important. All the time.
We really have an understanding what makes for productivity for a person with a disability. Now, if you were to employ me, sorry, I'm putting it off again. If you want to be employed here, for example, I probably won't come around this today. Because if right from the morning, I have to carry like a baby, and I can't move around, I can't use the conveniences, and it's not difficult, it's really difficult. So how about the real productivity at the end of the day? So these are the real issues we need to start looking at. Now, but Lagos Center of Excellence, how to get Lagos Center trying to do it for about more than 10 years before federal government.
Even these days.
And then there's the agency which I made now. And yes, it's not been exactly, it's not a whole yet. It's a bit, jam strikes, and it's getting better.
You see, I've had this conversation here and here out. I'm sure even this year I've had this conversation. Like I told you earlier, off the camera, I have a friend who has been suffering from police. She was she's a police survivor too. And coincidentally, she doesn't even have any means of moving around except for a wheelchair. In this sentence, she doesn't even have a wheelchair. So she has to actually walk. She uses crutches most of the time. Every job she has done has been because she has volunteered. She has a PhD. she's done anything schooling. She's in a master's. So all she can do is just to study and read. Every job she has done till date has been volunteer. Now, for the school she went to, it had been an inclusive school. She had to go to a normal school, a normal secondary school, a normal primary school, a normal university. And that was determination. Now, there are people with disabilities that cannot go to inclusive schools. They can't go to normal schools. So how do they cope? Do we have that? Taking Lagos, the Center of Excellence, as an example. Do we have school for the blind? Do we have those measures that they put in place? Because these are people, a group of people who are very essential to our growth as a nation. And occupy at least here in Lagos over 2 million of the population of Lagos are people living with disabilities. So,
well, thank you very much. You see, the thing from your case, if she's good enough to verify, why is she good? Why haven't she been good?
Every time she goes for an interview, because the severe disability and everything. She doesn't.
But you still work from that, charity, your mindset, and you're going to do this. And this is the information of India is taking so much, it's so much, it's basically at the forefront of global
drive.
Global economy, because they have such a huge population, and that population has they've built the necessary capacities to engage the new skills for the 21st century. So, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you look like in this new economy. It's about what you can offer. It's about what skills, marketable skills you have, globally demanded skills you have. So I think that's the area we have not been looking at. And with this administration, one of the high things and the themes at the agenda of the is making it a tool of the 21st century economy. And like the SDG, disability and inclusion is critical, and that's one of the things of the SDG too. So the SDG moving forward, and which is very critical, the themes agenda moving forward is very critical about the inclusion, is to see how persons with disability can be fast-tracked into the realities, the demands of the 21st century economy. For example, 3 years ago I was self-employed. I'm a writer, I'm a content, a provider, I'm a radio presenter. You understand? Now, I had clients in UK, I had clients in America whom I've never met.
They give you jobs based on the skills.
Based on the skills I have.
And the deliverables, he will deliver, we give him the job.
You understand? So I think that is what we need to start looking at. Okay, fine. Maybe our environments are not totally so accessible. Can we start falling on those things that people can, because in the new normal, people are working from home. Right, sure. You understand? So can we build capacities for people with disabilities such that we don't have to go through the why we try to sensitize and restructure our built environments to comply to global standards? Can we start depending on skills where that can be, like your friend that you mentioned, can we build skills? Can she build skills that you can work from home and then do some labor? These are the kind of things this administration will be looking at moving forward for each of people with disability. Because you can't, usually what you hear when you get about empowerment for people with disability is they're teaching them how to handcraft and all. Yeah, it's good. Fantastic.
but that's a side job. It's not the main.
You understand? For those who can do that, but beyond even being able to do all of that, how are we helping them build a business around it?
Let me go back to the issue of school now, because I really want you to get my point. Having been, excluded of the very place.
Yes. Lagos State has a number of inclusive schools across the state. Now the thing here is yes, if you look at it, it's very important to know, and in terms of how equipped they are, it could be better. You understand? But it's been there for, they've existed for so long. You understand? But it's because of the understanding about inclusion has not been well articulated enough to all the various departments and ministries and all of that in moving these things forward. So what we are beginning to see moving forward is a more articulate drive to make these schools more functional in providing that basic education. But the thing is all depends for the especially people with disability. But if you can give somebody basic education, primary and maybe secondary, you've more than halfway removed him from poverty and a lifetime of dependence. You understand? So moving forward, what we are looking at in this administration, and especially as it concerns inclusion and person with disability, is to see how these schools can be further upgraded, and in time we can now start looking at having more of them, which increase access to it. But at least it's a good thing to know that they exist.
But let me tell you one shocking part: you have schools, do you know we don't have enough teachers who are trained? The coincidence is this: people go to school to train another education. Nobody wants to go and teach people in the same. Again, I think the conference organized by United Nations. I think we would principles of hospital people with disability, and we were talking about even a very trained skill developed to teach children with disabilities in schools. There is even a big brain there, and nobody's going there to learn more. So it's more like people are not even learning. People are not interested.
How many people want to be teachers anyway? Now imagine teaching people with disability.
So don't you think we can make it more, maybe more colorful, attractive for people?
Yes. It starts with giving job people to do. Yes, because it's hard enough that people don't want to be teachers. And imagine people now teaching children with disability, which is a lot more. Because as a teacher, especially these children, you're not just a teacher, you're a caregiver.
Definitely.
You're a caregiver.
Most definitely.
Psychologically, how to provide them to be equipped with know-how and the tools and all of that. So, inclusion is big people. It's big people. It's a lot of money. That's why we have international organizations like World Bank, coming to the aid of developing countries like Nigeria to do that, on the problems of inclusion. Because you see, the World Bank estimate has it that 80% of people affected by chronic poverty are persons with disability.
True, no choice of theirs, anyway.
You understand?
They are abandoned most times.
You understand? So there need to be a concerted effort at this. So moving forward, I think one of the things we're looking at is, the faculty of our education system, the curriculum. We have a faculty of education, special education, and we have the right personal teaching. But you still have to contend with having more people who are genuinely interested in teaching.
Even if you have to bribe them to be interested.
Children, you understand? You see a lot of, you see some development in that region in the next year.
I look forward to Lagos being a model for, this project. I look forward because Lagos particularly is a model for everything in the country. When it comes to child right protection, people look forward to Lagos. Gender-based violence, where do
The issue of disability.
Yes, we're still leading an inclusion. Lagos was one of the states that single-handedly decided to focus on giving palliative to people with disabilities during the crisis. So yes, I understand that Lagos is doing that. So I must recognize that we're doing a lot there, but have issues, and that's why I'm highlighting some of these issues. The one that I'm going to bring up now is the issue of parents. You have a child with disability. The society tells you how to child, and then give opportunity to every other child you have to go out there and excel. But the one with disability is kept at home, kept redundant, perpetually dependent on the rest of the siblings. It's like killing the hope from the very beginning. That child has to go. How do we educate parents?
First time, how do you know that it's illegal in Lagos?
It is illegal. Please let us echo that again.
If you have any neighbors who is highly used by disability, please get across to the authorities. And we have a whole response to that. We have the Department of Monitoring and Monitoring and Compliance, that's all that. And we have social workers who would come in, and please, the fact that it's illegal shouldn't make people afraid of unity and
of it.
You understand? It's not so much about the punishment, it's so much about the enlightenment.
Okay.
Because we, people like us, were lucky. We're only lucky that we had parents who were determined, that, they have the courage to still love us as a child is part of everything. Because in all fairness, truth is, it costs like what it would take to train three, four other child.
Yes.
Use
to train that
one child with disability. So it's financially
draining,
psychologically. I remember in those days, my sister, my elder sister, had to be going to afternoon school so that she can take me to therapy in the morning. Yes.
She might be a close sibling now. I can imagine. Like, she's the kind of student that will say, I need 500.
Yes.
And you like scramble everywhere to get it.
She's been in the US for about 30 years now.
So she doesn't need your money.
Sometimes you call for like 2 hours, and I will be like, yes,
this is my second mother.
This is my second mother. So that's the thing about using each other. So one thing I would advise parents also to do is there are so many networks. There's the Yanua Foundation, the Super Parents Network. I was event organized differently by these two NGOs and foundations, and they're doing a lot to encourage, inspire, and to even educate them on their own health. Because sometimes such parents are so focused on what will be the fate of the child if anything happens to them, and they do everything to take care of that child, forgetting themselves. So reach out to networks like this that can help you. Just having somebody to share your experience with, to tell you what
makes a difference.
Makes a whole lot of difference. So please, I'll advise parents, please don't hide your child. Don't suffer in silence. Let's help out or reach out. And government in Tonga, there's the ASODA, we have social workers, we have lawyers, who can come to assistance in different ways as need be. But it's essential that you get an opportunity, reach out. Don't bottle all that frustration into yourself. If you don't do that, you might be depriving this country of probably the next the next best scientist that will do humanity a big
favor. But just before I let you go, I keep talking about safe haven. That's my biggest dream for Lagos right now. We have traffic children. I was talking to them about safe haven. We have parents who genuinely abandon these kids. A lot of people living with disability are found under the bridges in Lagos, crawling, begging for people. But somebody takes advantage of them, takes them from their parents. Some of them were abandoned, takes them into a common house where they fend for themselves. Some of them are so dirty, so angry, and they put them on the streets. And once they get to beg on the streets, what happens? Comes in the evening to rape all the money, the incomes for the day, claiming it as his, and they takes them out. Some of them sleeping with the baby, some of them even now. Despite the fact that they are somewhat delivering money to this individuals. Prostitution is one thing, and a safe haven. Can Lagos take up with the concept of when we find them, we pick them and we take them to the safe haven? If we can have a place like we have with the OPD, extracting victims of violence, sexual violence, children, who are going through this, extracting them and taking them and relocating them and equality them. We need to see them desperate.
Yes, I can assure you that, these issues I was actually going to say, begging, we have organized private sector. We also have organized begging sector.
Yes.
It's a racket. You understand, it's a racket. So a lot of times when you take those people off the streets, they're just going to go back to wherever and do more. And keep taking. So beyond just taking them off the street, yes, beyond taking them off the street, we need to now sit down and really look at the other underlying issues that are well in place. Don't forget that this is Lagos. Everybody wants to come to Lagos. Whether you have anything to lie to that or not. Now the thing is, I think was that we found. Sometimes we go television to see beggars on the streets. You understand? And shortly after, you had an upsurge of beggars in Lagos. Your opinion. And guess what? When Lagos put down its feet also, it turned into a political thing. But thank God for so you see this one. But the thing is, that's why you have to look at it. There's a holistic picture around this thing. So you're just seeing the symptoms on the streets, So there's going to be a concerted effort nationally, because there are political issues around this, there are economic issues around this thing that need to be tackled along. Because how far can we go? If each time you take them off the streets, they bring in more. And whatever centers you have has a limit. There's only so much no matter how big you build your Harvard is, there's only so much you can take. So if we don't sit down as a country, and look at these things critically, and also there's the issue of Lagos as a special status,
which is being discussed right now and it will be proposed for Lagos State.
It's about
Ibadan used to be the center for beggars in the southwest. Kano was the biggest one. Ibadan was the center for the south. A lot of middle belt. When you go to those areas, you get just certain things you just expect to see, and they never disappoint. If everybody now puts up some form of measure to curb this, I'm not saying it's all the children create something.
What kind of conditions in the society choose this beggars? We now have to look at some cultural practices You understand, like female genital mutilation, because when suspect gets out of hand, they become a liability, a burden on the family. They throw them out. There's issue of harmful practices on widows. You understand? Gender discrimination. So we need to look at all of these things, and of course the common denominator, which is poverty. You understand? So once we take that multi-sectoral approach to it, and of course the political will across board too, and then we can begin to find results. You understand? And to look like Lagos is not doing much. But the truth is, it's an organized begging sector. The more they put them off the street, the more they bring.
Come on. Thank you so much, Gary, for joining me this morning. You know, two of the topics we discussed today are issues that we have to keep talking about.
It's not about charity.
No, it's not about charity. People don't need charity, honestly. People don't need charity. If you give them the tools.
The tools and the enabling environment.
They will try. They will try. Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming.
for having me.
Yes, sir, that's it on the bumper breakfast for this morning. Many thanks for joining us. But of course, you know, Friday edition is all about hard conversations, and we're going to be eating it hard from some people tomorrow. If you want to advertise your business, of course, you know, you can reach out to us on the bumper breakfast on 0064 738 133. Let's talk about your business, and then let's bring you on board. My name is Tomisin. See you again tomorrow.